Hi guys, welcome back to Banga Kitchen. Today I'm gonna walk you through how I make all my stocks. So today we're gonna cook a chicken stock, we're gonna cook a chicken gizzard stock, a goat stock which I'm gonna use for pepper soup. So I've got the ribs of the goat all nicely chopped up, and this is just goat meat. So you can either use, well, goat meat, or they call it mutton. So you can either use goat meat or you can use beef. Okay, so we're gonna have, like I said, 4 stocks going on, and I'm gonna walk you through it right now. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna cut up this chicken and get it all in a pan. So everything in Nigeria, which is where I'm from, we always cook on the bone. You know, you always tend to get a lot more flavor. So these are just the legs and the thighs that I'm just cutting up. Personally, when I use this type of chicken, they call it hard chicken. If you go to any of the markets in London, like Brixton or Peckham, you just tell them you want hard chicken, and this is what you would get. There's a lot more flavor, guys, in this chicken than I find a lot of the commercial chicken you find in the supermarkets like Sainsbury's and Tesco. Okay guys, I've got all my pans out, so I'm gonna start going in with all my meats. I got my chicken gizzards in here. I'm gonna go with my goat meat in here. And this, I'm gonna go with my goat ribs. This is quite good for pepper soup and stuff like that. So now I'm going in with thinly sliced onions. I'm gonna put this in all of them. So I'd say roughly for about a kilo of meat, I would go with 1 small onion. So I got my onions in. We're gonna go with some salt. I use Maldon salt, guys. That's a nice handful. And I'm gonna go with some crushed garlic. I'm just gonna smash it with my hand. Slowly crush them this way. Nothing too major because they're gonna stew in the pan. So I go with about 2 garlic cloves for each pan that I'm cooking. I expect to get about 1 liter of stock from everything I'm cooking here. About 1 liter, guys. But it's gonna be incredibly powerful and full of loads and loads of flavor. So I'm gonna go with some nice standard chicken bouillon. You can use whatever brand you want, but like I said, I love to use Knorr chicken cubes. And get a lot of that in there. Crush that in there. I'm going with 2 cubes per pan, guys. Crush that in. And now let's go with some water and get this all nice and boiling. Off in terms of seasoning, we're gonna go with some thyme, guys. Like 2 pinches, I'd say. 2 pinches of thyme in each pan. We'll get this on high heat for now. We get everything on high heat for the next 5 minutes. just to get some heat through the pan. So we've got everything nice and working in the pan. I'd say this should just slowly simmer. So I'd reduce it down after 5 minutes to about level 6 on your cooker or halfway through, and just cook this off for like about half an hour, everything. Okay, so we've got our gizzards here. I'm gonna cook for half an hour. My goat, I'm gonna cook for half an hour. My goat ribs, half an hour. And my chicken for about half an hour, 25 minutes. But we'll check on this to just see how it's doing. All right, guys. All right, guys. So it's been about half an hour. Let's check on our meats. See, my chicken is nicely cooked, nice and tender. So now I'm gonna drain out the stock. So this chicken, as you see, it's nice and cooked on the bone. I can use this for anything I want to cook, my soups, my stews. Or if I just want to grill it off with some jollof rice. So as you can see, I got some nice rich stock, fully seasoned. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cool this down and put this in the freezer, guys. And then as it freezes up, you're gonna see a whole layer of fat right on the top of the chicken fat. So we're just gonna scrape that off. So after it's frozen and the whole chicken fat's just solidified, you just scrape it off and you just got nice pure chicken stock, fully flavored and fully seasoned, guys. So guys, I'm gonna pretty much do the same thing with the rest. I've got my goat ribs that I'm gonna use for a nice pepper soup later on. Got my chicken gizzards, nice and tender. I'm going to turn that off. Got my nice goat meat, nice and tender, so that's all going to turn off. So I'm going to just slowly drain all the stocks out separately, put them in the freezer, let them cool down. So now that I've got all my stocks nicely chilled down, as you can see them all, it's got all the fat that's just solidified on top. See the cover of that? This is all fat. So I cooled it down, so it just makes it a lot easier, guys, to just take out all the fat from your stock. So you just got pure chicken stock or any kind of meat stock that you're trying to cook. So I'm going to take my time and slowly take off all the fat. You see that? It's all just pure fat. Don't really need this for anything I'm cooking, unless I want a heart attack. If for any reason, guys, you're skimming this fat off and it keeps breaking, it just means that it's not solidified enough, and you can just put it back in the fridge or freezer, sorry, and give it some time. The only reason why I put it in the freezer is just so that it can cool down and solidify a lot quicker. If you leave this in your fridge overnight, you'll get the same effect pretty much. I'm just gonna strain this all out so it catches any fat that hasn't like melted or been skimmed off. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's my goat stock, and I'll do the same for my chicken and the other stocks.